Okay, first and foremost, this shit was a struggle. I think I've said that way more times than I can count.
Actually,
yeah, I know.
Actually, no. First and foremost, reunited and it feels so good.
I know it's been a while. Yeah, we've all been.
What is happening,
man?
Just everything. Some of us are living out our best fantasies.
I'm trying.
I mean, look, as long as it's not the final one.
Exactly, as long as it's not the final.
I mean, apparently it's the 14th. So
chronologically,
yes.
Oh man, I don't. You know what? Just because, Scoot, you covered the Go Home show on Quick Tag. I mean, you're pretty much gonna have to take point on this one as far as like filling Jaeger in for one.
Yeah.
And as far as the shit that I didn't care about, because there was a lot. But when I say that, I'm purely talking about the Diamond Mine match. Because anything regarding Diamond Mine is just like I give them props. I have given them props lately. I have.
Yeah.
But it's just I got to be consistent with it.
So going into this show, right? If you've been watching NXT these past since the rebrand, but mainly since Halloween Havoc, I would say you kind of seen where things were going.
Yeah.
The issue with this, like I said in that quick tag, they did such a horrible build, and you touched up on it. The last one you did, Dizzle, with the whole, had they been doing this from jump, it would have made complete sense.
Yeah.
Had they would have been doing the whole rebrand as in, we're what's up and coming, y'all are what's old and busted. We trying to get rid of old and busted. But the issue was they made it so diet. They made it so diet WWE, diet Raw, diet SmackDown.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that take.
That's yeah.
They made it so diet WWE that it came off horrible. It came off very horrible. Like, yeah, you saw the Braun Breaker Tommaso thing happening. All of a sudden, they shoot in Pete and D'Angelo. Yeah, you know, Gargano was having his feud with Hayes. And then I guess we can call Waller and Knight a feud. But yeah. And then on the women's side, of course, you had the whole Toxic Attraction taking over. And, you know, Dakota and Raquel not finishing their feud. And it was just booked so poorly because they spent so many weeks throwing people at you. They spent so many weeks throwing people at you and not establishing true storylines. And then it was like, oh, shit, WarGames is supposed to happen. Let's now make a story.
Yeah. And I think that was my main issue with primarily the WarGames matches. Because as I was watching, and we'll jump into the women's WarGames matches, that was the first one. That was one of my main problems because in both the men's and the women's WarGames match, I was sitting here fantasy booking shit in my head as the match was going on, like, oh, if they would have done this would have gone better. If they would have done that, this would have gone better. And the fact that I didn't care about what was going on in this match particularly is because I wasn't invested in anything that was going on, because I felt like they kind of just shoehorned a lot of these feuds in back to back to back, as opposed to how the build was in you know, the black and gold era of NXT, the last women's match from last year, you were invested because you felt like this was a lot of feuds that were culminating into one. And this didn't feel like that. And I think, and this just purely me, I think that they would have benefited more from Toxic Attraction being a thorn in everybody's spine, like making it feel like it was a complete takeover from Toxic Attraction. Because then it would have made all the titles being won by them. It would have made more sense if they would have bullied Cora Jade from the very beginning. If they would have completely dodged Kaylee Ray and made it feel like they were she wasn't worth their time. The whole shit with Raquel Gonzalez and
Dakota.
Well, the Dakota too, and
Mandy.
Wow. No, not man. Why is this shit? Wow. This is
G-G?
very sad. No.
Taya. Not Taya. Frankie.
No. And look, when I say it, and when it comes to me, y'all gonna be like, motherfucker, what?
Yeah,
How?
Loki. Yeah,
exactly. Loki's already on it.
But come on, give a description.
Genius of the Sky.
Io
Shirai.
Exactly.
My guy.
Exactly.
My guy.
Exactly.
It was technically her team. How did you forget?
But see, this is the point that again, another point I'm trying to make. I wasn't invested enough to even care about who the fuck was in the match. And then let me tell you.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Let me stop you there.
Mm-hmm.
So one side you had Team Toxic, which was Toxic Attraction and Dakota. Then you had Io, Cora Jade, Raquel, and
see?
Io's partner.
No, it wasn't Zoe. Kaylee Ray.
Wait, Zoe Stark just got eliminated from this whole thing?
She was hurt.
Yeah, she got hurt from that ladder match.
I don't remember because
she got hurt from that triple threat ladder match they had.
Oh,
that was with Halloween Havoc, right?
Yeah. So if you're looking at the teams, Team Io is already lopsided because technically they have Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel is a 6-foot powerhouse.
Keep forgetting she is 6 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody on Team Toxic who compares to her stature wise and strength wise. So their team was already lopsided.
Because wait, last year was Rhea part of that match?
Last year it was Dakota, Raquel, I know Ember and Io on the opposite sides. Shotzi. I forgot who was all involved in the last one.
And it's crazy because
it was Dakota.
When you say those names, all those women still stack up to Raquel Gonzalez based on how they were booked.
Yes.
And that's the crazy thing.
Let's see, it was Dakota, Raquel, Toni Storm. Damn, who were the other two?
Yes, because Toni Storm did go heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rhea was. It was Rhea, Io,
and
Candice, Ember, and then against Storm, LeRae, Raquel, and Dakota.
Yeah. So Rhea was in it.
Yep.
So looking at that, and of course, listening to the names, Dakota, Raquel, and Io are the only ones who's been a part of WarGames. Mm-hmm. So that leaves 5 women completely new to WarGames. And I'm gonna say this, boy, you could tell.
Yes. Oh, really?
You could tell this match was full of greenery.
And here's the funny thing about it. And this is the first thing that I did not like. The excessive amount of weapons thrown into this match.
Wait. Okay, hold on. To explain it to you, Jaeger.
I'm about to say, how do you...
So the way they did it, they introduced Team EO first. And the
Right.
last woman to come out was the one who started the match, which it was Kaylee Ray.
Okay.
Kaylee Ray started the match, and she brought her baseball bat. Then Team Toxic came out. Dakota was the last one, and Dakota digs under the ring, throws in a bundle of kendo sticks. Now, from that, every woman, before they got into the match, dug under the ring and grabbed something, except for Mandy Rose, who was the final woman to enter.
Mm-hmm.
But every woman, before they entered the match, dug under the ring and grabbed something to bring into the match. So they supplemented the fighting aspect with spot fest in weapon spots.
But that's not what WarGames is.
You know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of.
Thing is, you know what? Listening to that, you're right. But it was too apparent that that's what it was. Mm-hmm. Let's just do spots. Let's just do weapon shots to get us through all of this.
Yeah, that shit reminded me of that B-Fab and Elektra Lopez match that they had.
1 second, guys.
And that's what part of that issue was.
Yes.
Now, of course, during the match, there were some good things, like especially when it finally got going, they did a few things where I was like, all right, cool. But for the majority of it, it was like certain spots I was like, wait, why are you doing this? Wait, why are y'all doing that? And then you can even tell that certain spots were missed.
Yes.
Primarily from, I believe, Gacy Jane was one of them. Mandy Rose did when she finally got in, when she was going towards Cora Jade, and I know I'm skipping ahead, she did some bullshit ass stomp to EO.
Oh my god!
And I was just like, yo, but aside, go ahead, Scooter.
Go ahead.
Aside from that, my main gripe was something that they started out right. And I know I'm jumping all over the place. They started this right as far as storytelling. And then they completely just shit the bed with it. And that was with Cora Jade's Swanton. Now do quotations because
the way to explain that, Jaeger, there was a spot where I think it was 3-on-3 at this time. Because I don't think Mandy and EO was in. So I think it was 4-on-3 because I don't think Mandy had came in yet. But it was
it was still 3-on-3 because Raquel was still outside of the ring.
That's right. So it was 3-on-3. They set up a table.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Gigi or was it?
It was JC.
It was JC. Okay, so JC was on the table.
Okay. So
Cora, EO, and Kaylee Ray were deciding who were going to dive on JC. Cora was like, fuck it, I'll do it. So she climbs to the top and she tried to do a swanton, but it ended up being a flipping senton. But the problem was she flipped so late that she barely made the rotation.
And that angle was
nasty because one of her arms were kind of sticking out.
Her left arm, yeah.
And I don't know if she hurt herself for real, but the way they was putting it is that she hurt herself after she landed on JC, that she popped her shoulder out of place.
And that's why I was like, okay, storytelling's good because you were able to suspend disbelief. Because the way that the angle the camera had showed that in the replays that they showed after that, you could look and say, oh, yeah, that shit got botched. She really hurt herself. And she played it up nicely. And I was like, oh, she really is her. Because the way that she was fighting towards like the door, I was like, oh, she's about to get taken out.
That's how they were selling it until EO.
And when I seen EO
EO stopped them.
God.
EO stopped the refs from taking Cora out. She closed the door.
She closed the door and said,
and
I got it.
Like, I got this. She proceeds to take her foot, prop it against her side, take her arm, and so-called popped her shoulder back in place. Yes, that look you were giving was the look I was giving last night. She so-called popped her arm back in, popped her shoulder.
You just went in Lethal Weapon 2'd that shit, huh? Oh, okay.
Damn near.
Like, for me, and this is again more the fantasy book, and I was like, yo, if y'all wanted to pull this off, that would have been fine. But at least have Cora Jade at least like do it herself, as if she's like, you know what, I don't want to get out of this. Let me go ahead and just pop it back into place. Let me figure out a way. Like, take her out of the fucking cage, have her do some type of spot where she, either finagles the shit and then gets back in, and then becomes that person that musters up and then wins. Because that's what they were trying to. That's what they were trying to portray.
Yeah. No, like let her do the whole like literal Lethal Weapon 2 thing where she like slams her shoulder onto the freaking ring post or something.
After this happens, she's basically in the second ring the whole time holding her shoulder. She's basically useless in a sense.
Yes.
So around this time, it's the full War Games now. So basically, it kind of turns into a 4-on-3 because Cora is out. There was one spot where I don't know if the timing just took too long, but there was a spot where Team EO had kendo sticks and Team Toxic was like, yeah, we about to get y'all because there's only just 3 of y'all.
This was a
Kaylee Ray then turns to Cora Jade, and they were setting this up as if Kaylee Ray was about to get ready to betray the team,
which makes no fucking sense.
Like I said, the way it looked, the way the camera panned, and the way it all looked, she turned around and goes to Cora Jade and looks like she's about to attack her. Then it also looks like she could hit one of her teammates in the back. So so the whole time you're like, well, what is Kaylee Ray about to do?
That's what I thought was happening too, because it looked like she like.
Then the camera crew botched what they were supposed to catch, because what happened was Dakota jumped from the top. Kaylee caught Dakota with the kendo stick. Then she threw the kendo stick to Cora Jade to kind of basically use this for defense. And we'll finish it.
How the fuck did Dakota get past 3 people watching that entire fucking team?
Exactly. That's the thing. It was like, how did she get past to where she could do that move to where KLR could hit her with the kendo stick? But then, like I said, she threw the kendo stick to Cora Jade after and be like, here, use this for defense.
Oh my God.
Wait, there's more.
Oh,
it
God.
gets to a point to where fight. All of Team EO is down except for Cora Jade. So Cora's in the corner with the kendo stick, and Team Toxic goes to her and was like, yeah, what you gonna do now? It's just you by yourself. And you won't
all of Team Toxic has kendo sticks.
Yeah.
They all have kendo sticks. Cora Jade still has the kendo stick that she was given to by Kaylee Ray, and she's holding it in one fucking arm.
And you bet your sweet baby, I said it, Cora Jade fights all 4 of them with her kendo stick and proceeds to halfway win until they finally swarm her, and then Mandy goes for her bicycle knee, completely misses the whole fucking knee, by the way. She completely misses all of Cora Jade. They was going for the pinfall.
Still sell it?
Yeah, they were going for the pinfall, and she kicks out. They're showing that Cora is this very scrappy young lady, and that through all of this, she's
got some strength, she's never gonna give up. Yeah.
Then it leads to all of this kerfuffle where all the women are fighting. I missed the finish at first.
Oh, I did
because I forgot what happened until they showed the replay.
I like the sass on your face right there. That like, oh, I did it.
So no.
I'll talk about it in a second.
So through all the kerfluffle, Raquel hits the Chacona bomb on JC Jane.
Okay.
Then Raquel and Dakota proceeds to big boot each other and knock each other out. Cora is sitting there still holding her
I'm just
arm.
saying that's like a much higher kick to hit for Dakota.
Trust me, it didn't look right. It didn't look right. Cora is sitting there still against the ropes. She looks and sees that Jane is just laid out. She proceeds to stack pin Jade while Io starts to hold Mandy Rhodes. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, now hold on. So you see everything that Scoot had described, right? So once that Chacona bomb was delivered, do you know how long it took Cora Jade to pin JC?
Hey, think of Triple H and Booker T.
I counted because Triple H and Booker T
was 30 seconds. Let me guess.
Triple H and Booker T was 30 seconds. No, it was you're generous. No, I'm just playing. You weren't generous. No, that was actually excessive. It was actually 17 seconds. I counted 17 seconds. It took her to actually get in position to pin. And then the 3 count.
I mean, was she battered, beaten, and bruised, crawling to her?
No, see, here's the funny thing. Because in the men's finish was done with something that actually made a lot more sense than this bullshit. And this is why. And even that aside, here's the shit that I dislike because I'm starting to get sick of it by now. That the obligatory team versus team side shot.
Yeah.
That they do. It's like, oh, we got one on this side. We got the other team on this side. Here, let's stack them. Let's line them up so we can show how vicious this is. Stop it.
Ain't nobody in ever real type of group fight ever going to line up like that.
Like, it was cool the first 2 times, but after that, it's just like you're doing it just to do it. And that's some main roster shit.
Yeah.
And you know, there was some interesting spots that happened there and there. Like, there was one spot where Raquel put Dakota completely in a trash can and swung her around.
It was entertaining. I didn't like it, but it was entertaining.
Yeah. Now, there was another thing I wasn't the biggest fan of. Gigi, why are you trying to hide
Hold up.
Wait, whoa, what?
Hold up, wait. Yeah, I was mad at that too. But
well, they put
I'm glad you brought it up, Scoot, because now that's what made me don this new nickname.
Okay.
It's no longer Gigi Dolan.
Okay.
It's Cheeks Dolan.
Cheeks.
She wore off some black cutoff jean shorts.
That was, it was funny. It was purposely done.
It was.
Because they've been watching. They've been watching. They've been like, you know what? We need to give them something to not talk about. Toxic Attraction. Yeah. Give us something more to talk about then. Now there was some interesting things that was going on, especially with the audience. Because I feel like we had
forced call out.
No. It's
actually,
interesting.
I will say this.
I feel like we had
the crowd was legit this time.
Yes, but I feel like we had both black and gold NXT fans, like the pure NXT fans, and then we had 2.0 fans.
Because they were legit chanting, "We want Gigi."
Oh.
Because it was a lot of chants for, and it's funny because there was chants for Gigi. They tried to say, they were chanting Cora Jade can't skate, but then they booed Mandy. because you could tell that there was a 2.0 crowd because you had them saying we want Mandy, and then you had the other people saying no, we don't.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. So
shady.
And this wasn't the end of it, because it was purely other shit going on too.
Yes.
Like that you could tell. But
to be honest with you, this match was a mess.
Yeah.
It was a mess. It's watchable for all the wrong reasons.
Aside from cheeks.
Well, that's the wrong reason. There was no cheeks.
There was no cheeks.
Oh, that's fair.
But so I don't know. So now going forward, I don't know if they're gonna try to make Cora Jade possibly the new #1 contender since she got the pinfall. Like I don't know what
is that not tradition?
I mean, that seems like it is, because the last one, Raquel was the one that got the pin and she got the title match, but they built a story around that though, so that made sense. This they could, but I mean, she didn't pin the women's champion. I mean, Raquel pinned Io last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, she only pinned the third best member of Toxic Attraction.
Now, another weird thing I noticed when Ashley and I was watching this, I noticed they were giving Io a lot of spotlight as if this was it for Io. They was kind of giving this as either Io's about to get called up or something, because they was giving her a lot of, she was doing a lot of her little spots and moments and things like that. But other than that,
wouldn't doubt it.
It was a match.
Yeah, it was a match. And
if I had to rank all of the women's War Games match, this is definitely last.
Oh yeah. Oh no, no contest, no contest at all. Now
also we need to rewind it back. They held it in the same building, so they had to alter some things.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Scoot, because this was one thing that made me think, okay, you know what? NXT 2.0 could actually look better week to week if their crowd was like this. Because it had a different feel. When you see the number of people, it doesn't feel like it's a low budget crowd. It doesn't feel like that WCW Saturday night.
Yeah.
So I think if they do this as like their regular crowd moving forward, it may give it a different type of atmosphere. And you can kind of tell they kind of dim the lights a bit more. And I think that helps as well. So hopefully this is the aesthetic they'll use moving forward. And I'll give it more time if that's the case. But if it's not,
they only use that aesthetic to reminisce.
And we're gonna make it somewhat better. Like the fuck.
No, that was just to give you the flashbacks of the Black and Gold Predator. That's not a permanent thing.
Right.
But yes, if you didn't catch it, Team Cora Jade, Io Shirai, Raquel Gonzalez, Kaylee Ray won War Games.
Now in between this and the next match, we had a vignette with
Team Black and Gold?
No. Well, we had that, but I was thinking about the vignette that they had with why am I forgetting fucking names now? Briggs.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. They had them where they were like barbecuing and had all this other shit, which is cool. That's fine. But the one thing that stood out to me was the fucking merchandising commercial for a WWE shop.
Oh God, yes.
What?
If you look at those fucking shirts, the shirts for NXT 2.0 superstars are fucking trash. That shit looks low budget as fuck. And then they had them they had them stacked up against like the MSK shirt, and you can see like the difference in between like design and the time they took, it's like they just took like a PNG image and just took it on a shirt, and that was it. And I'm like, yo, y'all trying to cut corners and save money every fucking where.
Didn't we already have this type of wave of shirts like a while ago?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sad.
But was the tag team title match was the next one, right?
No, it was. Oh yeah. It was. And this was interesting. Scoot, I'll leave this one to you as well.
All right, so Imperium. Kyle O'Reilly, Von Wagner come out. You know, they're the little team that could, and they go against Imperium. Now, I will say this: when the way they did that opening shot of Imperium, god damn, them dudes look like champions.
Yes, this is the one thing that one of the things they've done right. Imperium as tag champs, it doesn't even feel like how they were when they were tag champs initially. This feels completely different, and I fucking love it. This feels like, yo, we have to go back to the drawing board. Walter wants us to be champs, so we got to be champs.
Like,
and
you're not salty about this?
They were all oiled up and glistening, and the six packs and all that was just, it was like shit. Imperium,
you're not salty about all this?
Huh?
You're not salty about all this, considering it should have been GYV?
I mean, it should have been them.
With GYV at the moment,
fucking trash.
I will give it a pass.
What they're doing to GYV is fucking trash, or what?
Yes. They didn't turn GYV into a comedy act.
Yeah, it is fucking ridiculous. And
wait, you telling me they turned GYV into Everrise?
Damn near.
No, this is worse.
Damn.
For me, because of what GYV used to stand for. This is worse because you have completely downgraded and watered down everything.
Put it this way, it'll be like turning FTR into
what main roster was going to make them before they left. That little hip hop duo or whatever, some bullshit.
Well, I'm trying to actually give an example since it didn't happen. Thank God.
Oh yeah.
It'll be like turning.
I was going to say 2.0, but yeah.
No, I mean, even 2.0 gets serious at times.
2.0 is the shit. 2.0 is the shit.
Look. Do not get it twisted. I am still very much a 2.0, bro.
Hell yeah.
But I mean, that's what I meant by Everrise. But what would they be in AEW if FTR went to? I don't know. Oh, Chaos Project.
Yes. It'll be like turning FTR into the Chaos Project.
Damn.
DYV is on some just weird shit right now, but we're not discussing them right now because that breaks my heart. Okay, let's go ahead and keep it real. This match was a match.
Yeah.
The ending was actually pretty good.
Hell yeah, because I was about to be mad after the match was over. I was about to be fucking mad, and then
what happened was, it gave you that hope that Wagner and O'Reilly could really do this.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was O'Reilly had a triangle choke on Eichner, and he had that shit on.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, Eichner being Eichner, he showcased that strength. He picked up O'Reilly, backed into the corner for Bartel to tag in. Still in the triangle choke, they hit the European bomb and got the 1, 2, 3. Like, I was like, oh, okay. So Imperium gets the W. Imperium leaves. O'Reilly is getting up, recovering, and Wagner is standing behind O'Reilly. And you could just see in Wagner's face, they about to do it. Wagner tries to attack O'Reilly. O'Reilly sees it coming and starts to hit him with a 2-piece and a biscuit. And once he dropped him, O'Reilly threw up the UE.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which it was completely look. I don't know if he got the clearance to do that shit because there was really no context into. Because look, he did the Huey sign. He was talking shit. He gave him the suck it like 3 different times because he did the cross chop. Or I'm sorry, not the cross. He did the crotch chop, not cross chop.
Yeah, but he threw up the UE first. Then he started telling him to suck it, and then they was just jaw jacking. Well, mainly he was jaw jacking at him. And the segment after that, basically O'Reilly was like, "You don't think I ain't done this before? You don't think I haven't been betrayed by partners before? Well, how about this, Wagner? How about they leave the steel up and Tuesday night, me and you can have a steel cage match?"
Ooh.
So expect to see that.
Which this is that's one thing that I don't like about how they do NXT 2.0 is because everything feels like rushed and unwarranted because it's like there was nothing that was saying like, oh, Wagner's gonna tease him like betraying Colorado. Like that attack came completely out of nowhere. Which in certain cases, yeah, the whole surprise aspect is very good. But this wasn't one of those, hey, the surprise aspect was done good. This was like, yo, this shit's out of nowhere for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Like, and
again, like, boo-hoo, you lost a match, get over it type of thing.
And now more to the fantasy booking aspect, if this was a situation where you had Kyle O'Reilly and they talked about it on commentary with Kyle O'Reilly's tag team experience, if you would have had this situation where it's like, okay, Wagner got into that championship match on the first episode of NXT 2.0, and then you had basically Kyle O'Reilly take him under his wing and have them do a tag team and have him basically show him the ropes. And now if you would have had a situation where Wagner was getting sick of all the advice and was like, yo, I can do this on my own. I'm like, I'm of legacy. They would have threw that in the fucking storyline and had that. Then you could have been like, okay, well, you know what? He's sick of taking advice over somebody who he feels that he should be better than, and had that play up to that point, then that would have made more sense.
Wagner is a legacy act?
Yeah. He's fuck. Hold on.
Wait, don't tell me he's a 3rd or 2nd generation superstar.
I think he's 2nd generation.
But it'll start to make sense of why he's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because man's
what's his real name again?
Because I did not know this.
Wait, you didn't know this? I thought you and Lip talked about this.
Not with
I mean, we talked about Jensen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bull Buchanan's son.
But yeah, it was an unwarranted betrayal that didn't make no sense, but it happened. So what can you do?
Wayne Bloom.
That's the dad, or that's him?
That's his father. Let me see if they have any. Let me see ring names. Yeah, shit. It's a relative unknown. As far as us, because he retired in 1999.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, primarily AWA.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in WCW 1990. He was in WWF from 91 to 93. So this makes sense.
Okay.
So yeah. But yeah, he's 2nd gen.
Okay. But yeah, that was the end of that match. Solid match. I mean, O'Reilly hardly gives bad matches. Imperium hardly gives bad matches. How do you
throw up the UE when nobody else is UE and half of them are on the competition that's not competition?
That's what made it so interesting.
Yeah. So that's why I said, because it felt like it was unwarranted. Like it wasn't clear. Like it's like off the cuff completely. Now it could have been some type of work where it's like, hey, I'm gonna do this. or commentary was supposed to say something, because I think
let's
I think
not forget the original UE was O'Reilly, Fish, and Cole, and Roddy came later. But yeah,
you mean Strong came later?
Yeah. So that happened. And speaking of, no, that was not the next match. The next match was the hair versus hair match.
That's correct. Cameron Grimes versus Duke Hudson.
This match should have been on NXT TV.
It really could have. This is that whole WWE trope of, yo, somebody's got to get their hair cut, so let's pull this bullshit.
And can you believe, Jaeger, that Cameron Grimes lost?
He didn't.
Okay, he did. I just wanted to see your reaction. No, he won.
That man has too much hair.
Big was he beat him with a roll up with a handful of tights. Of course, Hudson.
I thought Grimesy was face.
Huh?
I thought Grimesy was face.
It didn't matter. He didn't want to lose his hair.
Well, it was the roll up came after Hudson was trying to put Grimes in a razor's edge, and he reversed that razor's edge into a Hurricane Rana into the turnbuckle, and then did the roll up with the tights.
And then Hudson was like, "Nah, I ain't getting my head shaved."
Which is look, they book this whole fucking hair versus hair match the same ending every fucking time. The person that loses doesn't want to get the haircut, so they're super reluctant. They try to stop it, so then all of a sudden either get pinned down or knock the fuck out and get their hair cut.
And that's every what happened.
End happens every fucking time.
Hey, you want to know when the last hair versus hair match was?
I think that was Vince's, right?
No,
the $1 million.
Technically, it was Enzo Amore and Sylvester Lafort.
Oh no, I'm cross branding right now.
Oh shit, Matt Hardy and Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, but Jack Evans.
Oh, so that match happened?
Yeah.
When?
Jack Evans.
Yeah.
I think it was on Rampage.
It was on Rampage, yeah. And Orange won, and he started shaving. Has Jack Evans been seen since then?
No, sir.
He started shaving Jack Evans' hair. Damn, you were totally right, Jaeger. Yeah.
Damn. Well then.
That was only a month,
like a month
2
ago.
months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a good month and a half. But
that's how long this HFO versus best friends bullshit's been going on.
But yeah, so Duke tried to go at Grimes with the Clippers. Grimes reversed, eventually hit the cave in, put Duke in the chair, started shaving his hair. Duke eventually woke up and was like, "Oh no, my hair," and then ran off.
I couldn't remember if Duke Hudson had a lot of hair or not.
No,
not really.
He got. Yeah. I mean, he's fine with this hair. Now he may be cool with a buzz cut, but I've said it before. Neither one of these men should have been in this type of match. Cameron Grimes, the way that they did the gimmick where he got his hair kind of trimmed, he looks good. He looks good. Look with his shorter hair, with his trimmed beard, perfectly fine. I was like, yo, if he loses this, they've done a disservice to him. But with how he looks right now, he's very presentable. Hell, he had girl trouble before when they had the whole shit with him and Grayson Waller. He's not gonna have girl trouble now.
Yes.
Cameron Grimes is about to be a to the moon heartthrob.
Yes.
On NXT. Period.
Damn.
They're about to make him a complete baby, a complete baby face. Which is why I think he actually won this match, because I think they're gonna have something in store for him.
Until they pull him up to the main roster and make him a comedy.
We don't talk about bad things for Cameron.
Bullshit, we don't. Bullshit, we don't.
Because I was listening to Cornette last night at work, and they was talking about, they were discussing the NXT Tuesday that I was talking about, and they was talking about Braun Breaker in particular, talking about how, of course, like how we say with almost any other superstar, Jim Cornette was like, Braun Breaker is bulletproof, like he's perfect. And then Brian Last, his co-host, was like, yeah, until Vince be like, hey, have we had a podiatrist before? Boom. Now you're going to be a podiatrist. And then boom, he's stuck with that gimmick forever until he gets fired.
Damn. I mean, that's facts.
But
isn't that the best? Isn't that the best name for a podiatrist? Dr. Braun Breaker. Oh shit! I see what they're doing.
Well, you do know that he actually came up with that name himself.
Did he?
Yeah.
He gonna hit you with the DBB.
They said that
no.
The way he came, because he's the one that went on record to say that he came up with name. He basically said, yeah, when he was in high school, he played football, that because he just wanted to break people, so that was his thing. So he said, he wants to incorporate. He wanted to be called the Breaker, and then because I think it's
sounds like
Rex. I think it's Rex Braunsteiner or Braun Rexsteiner. Hold up, let me just check, because I know he said Braun was part of his name.
I wouldn't be surprised if like Bronson is like maybe like his middle name or something. But it's just such a name.
I just like to break people. Okay.
I just like to break people. God damn it. Hold up. I'm gonna find this damn shit. Okay, yeah. So it's Bronson Rexsteiner.
Okay.
What?
So, yeah, Bronson Rexsteiner. So he came up with Braun Breaker because of course Braun was part of his name, Bronson. So
that's
the whole
fine.
Breaker part, he wanted to be called the Breaker. I still think it's a trash ass name. Braun Breaker is still a trash name. I would have been better to call him Rex Steiner.
Mm-hmm.
Completely, like, just leave it at that.
Yeah, but up until you get Scott Steiner in the ring, and then you get the other Steiner, and then you got three Steiners, and then Kurt Angle gets in the mix. No, I'm sorry.
Look, and then Samoa Joe comes out there, and then you get to redo the promo all over again. But the next match is for the Cruiserweight title, Roddy versus Joe Gacy.
Oh, yeah, this is where I bowed. Excuse me, people.
Carry
on, Scoot, with this.
This match could have 100% been on NXT TV.
Tell me again why we have a wrestler that is just pandering to what we think we want to see about the millennial safe space feelings bullshit.
It was kind of like what Dizzle said after the first episode of the relaunch. They wanted to see where this character can go. And the problem is with the Joe Gacy character is Gacy is doing great work with the character. It's just, of course, not sticking.
Nobody cares about.
And that's the problem. Nobody cares.
Like, I'm sorry, but I don't need to see. I want to make this an inclusive title. Like, no, just be under 205, bro.
If you're still there. But Dizzle, I told Jaeger when we was live watching Rampage, there was rumors that Gacy could win the belt and they just do away with the Cruiserweight title and it would have been called some all-inclusive title. But
I want this belt to be a safe space for everybody to hold.
It wasn't a bad match, but you can definitely tell this was a filler. It was definitely a filler. It was no. It kind of ended with Gacy going on the outside. Niall got into Gacy's face, and then Harlan picks up Niall, and then Gacy was like, no, put her down. Gacy gets back in the ring or something, and I think Strong hits the knee. He hit something and pinned Gacy, and that's basically how the match ended.
Huh.
it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't worth pay-per-view time.
And then Malcolm Bivens said,
nothing really.
Ah! Nothing, you idiots. Malcolm Bivens is dead to me. I mean, what?
It was just mainly them just celebrating.
No, that's terrible.
It was it wasn't a good match at all. It was a waste.
Talking about how bad of a match it was?
Yeah, it was a waste. Like I said, this should not have been on pay-per-view. But yeah, Roddy is the champion.
And it's only I'm really only talking about the Cruiserweight Championship, not really the match itself. Joe Gacy is not 205.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure he's
no. That's what.
Okay. Well, okay.
I know they've eliminated the whole like ruling of it's stupid. It's stupid because it's not what it was meant to be.
Yes,
but hey, it is what it is. They're getting rid of the title anyway, so what the fuck do we care?
Why the fuck get rid of the title?
Because this is it's a Vince McMahon show all around. He doesn't like vanilla midgets. So they're probably gonna 9 times out of 10, they're gonna rebrand that title into something else. They'll probably bring back the European title or something and just say, hey, this is what this is. Or who knows? I don't know. But
Vince fucking stupid. By vanilla midget. Anyways, what?
They're getting rid of everything Triple H related, apparently. So,
which is fucking disappointing.
Well,
I can't wait for the day that Triple H does his tell-all, either book or interview or whatever, so we can know what the fuck is going on.
The only way that's happening is going to be like if Vince passes away.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Because even if Triple H leaves the company, he's still got to deal with that family. So, so yeah.
So we did get a segment of NXT Black and Gold back there, talking, pep talk, and pep talk, Lord, and then they were letting you know that this is most likely Johnny Wrestling's last last hurrah, because
it was written all on in the dialogue, everything.
Now, this is how you know for sure is real. So let's roll into the match. NXT 2.0 comes out there first. Breaker is first. Then I think Waller, then D'Angelo, and then Hayes was last. So that means Hayes is starting the match. Then NXT Black and Gold come out. Tommaso's first. Then I want to say it was, I know, well, who was next after Tommaso? Oh, Pete. It was Tommaso, Pete, Knight.
Tommaso was last.
No, Johnny was last.
To go in?
Yeah. Remember, no. I'm talking about like entrances.
Entrances, yeah.
Tommaso came out first, then it was Dunn, then it was Knight. Then Johnny his Rebel Heart.
Oh, like the OG Rebel Heart.
Yeah.
Not this,
now, this is how you knew this was real. His gear for tonight was a combination of all of his TakeOver gears.
Yep.
And it was beautiful.
I'm shaking my head like, damn.
It was beautiful. The moment I saw that gear, I was like, oh, no, this is it. You're not rocking a combination of your TakeOver gears, including on the back of his trunks, Johnny TakeOver. With different letters of the different gears.
Yep.
I'll send you a picture of it if you hadn't seen it yet. But I see.
Yeah, please do. I want to see it.
But that was it. This, and look, speaking of the first image, it's Gargano. This wasn't a bad WarGames match either. This feud, okay, it wasn't a bad WarGames match.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was they didn't build the feud up enough to make it WarGames worthy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you didn't build up the feud enough to be like, oh, hey, 2.0 wants to be better than the Black and Gold. Oh, how dare you new guys want to come in after we done all of this to pave the way for y'all. And now y'all want to be, now y'all think y'all the big shit around here when y'all just getting in here.
Yeah.
It was very by the book until everybody got in.
Yeah.
Of course, there was a part where Trick tried to interfere. He was trying to grab some stuff for Honor Ring, and he pulled out Dexter Loomis. Dexter Loomis chased Trick away, and then him and Johnny shared a thumbs up, and then match continued. But like I said, let's fast forward because the match doesn't really kick off until all 8 men are in there and actually WarGames begins.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will bring this up because this was a very funny spot and it was like nonsensical to even do it. But this spot was done in a number of ways way better on the main roster in different iterations than this. When Braun Breaker was going to go into the ring because the whole fucking cage got chained. Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
it got chained off for no fucking reason.
Okay,
because...
so for some, let me rewind. For some strange reason, Tony D'Angelo locks the WarGames cage.
Huh.
So when LA Knight was trying to get in, LA Knight had to climb over. He had to climb up and over to get into the match.
Okay.
Then Breaker is the last of his team, which doesn't make sense for him to be locked out because the 2.0 guys had the advantage. So Breaker was like, so the refs were like, well, how do we cut the padlock off?
They had these bolt cutters, and then you had about 5 people trying to cut this shit.
Yes.
You had just straight up bolt cutters, and you didn't know how to use them.
Well,
that's not the killing part. That was the beginning.
Breaker gets in. He grabs the bolt cutters.
He's like, no. He's like, I got this.
Obviously, he doesn't know how to use bolt cutters
because he struggled with the fucking bolt cutters.
Did they not rehearse?
Look, I don't care. Know. I don't care if you use bolt cutters, chainsaw. Nothing is ever going to top Mark Henry taking his bare hands and ripping the fucking padlock off the chain to get him inside the cage.
That's what I thought he was going to do.
That's what I thought he was going to do too. Because he was rip the chain.
It looks so awkward because he was like trying to do it with the bolt cutters and it wasn't cutting. I thought he was going to be like, fuck this, and just rip the chain.
And none of that happened.
That ain't what happened at all. He finally cuts the chain, gets in the match, and then that happened, but it was so awkward. So awkward.
So very.
But then, like I said, then Tommaso gets in, and then that's when it just starts, when the WarGames actually kicks in. And, of course, you had weapons everywhere and this and the other. Now, Grayson Waller's table spot wasn't bad.
No. But he had 2 table spots. One where he would giving and one receiving.
The one that he did his ball and elbow to, was it LA Knight?
I believe so.
Yeah, okay. you know, Grayson Waller's finisher he does this between the legs elbow drop, where he pretends like he has a basketball and he goes between his legs and does an elbow drop. Now, on a normal basis, he has to do it so fast because from turnbuckle to opponent, you know, you got to hurry up. Coming off the top of the cage, you could actually see he was able to go between both of his legs and deliver the elbow drop. It didn't look bad. And whatever tables they were using, these tables were exploding. Like these tables were exploding. But you had, like I said, you had moments like that. You had the moment where Johnny and Tommaso reunited and did some DIY shit. You know, they did the whole meet in the middle. You know, they was doing a lot
the whole
of
sit on the apron, you know, the whole.
Yeah, like, you know, they was doing a lot of their DIY spots. And then what happened was they hit I forgot who they hit with the meet in the middle. And then they was about to get the 3 count until Carmelo pulled the ref. Carmelo pulled the ref, and that's what broke up that pin. And then more fighting ensued. And this is how D'Angelo and Petey Poppins, as he calls them, got out the match. D'Angelo has a goddamn crowbar. He takes Pete to the top rope, puts the crowbar under his throat, and does a swinging net breaker from the top rope. And that's what eliminates them two from the match. I think wasn't it when LA Knight and Waller did the elbow drop, that's what eliminated them two? Or did something else happen with them two after that?
No, because I think Waller had did something else after that. But I think that may be where they were taken out too.
Now
that had to be because
part with Tommaso, because it turned into a tag team match. It turned into DIY versus Carmelo and Breaker.
Braun. Yeah.
So they both did the Willow's Bell and Fairy Tale ending together at the same time. And there was a spot where Tommaso was picking Carmelo Hayes up to hit him with
the ending spot, yeah.
And right when he lifted him up, Breaker runs straight for Tommaso to spear him through a table, but Carmelo's head was still right there in the way.
So Braun Breaker's bicep just straight into Carmelo's face.
Yeah, it looked scary as shit. Especially with Carmelo being upside down and he really couldn't do shit, but just like, fuck,
just
I hope this doesn't hurt. But that
Braun was running at full speed.
Yeah,
for that spear.
It was nasty.
But that's the spot that we were talking about as far as the ending, because he got Tommaso through a table and then picked him up for the gorilla press into the
power slam.
The power slam. So for the win.
And I forgot how Johnny got taken out. I forgot what happened to what that took Johnny out, but basically, yeah, that's what ended up causing the 2.0 guys to get the W after that. So,
well, I was over here thinking that 2.0 was going to get like a sweep, but it looks like
after Toxic Attraction and then won,
lost.
Lost.
Lost. Yeah, I figured that's what it was going to be, because at a certain point in the main event, the 2.0 guys were acting heelish. So it was like, okay, well, the faces won in the first WarGames match, so the heels got to win in the second. So, and I don't care how much praise you feel for Johnny, even though he's leaving, they're not going to give him a grandiose send off, because one, Trips isn't in charge right now. Let that be very apparent. He's not in charge right now, and anytime you have the main roster heads running shit, the last thing you're going to see on TV is going to be their guy standing on top. Period.
Now, with that being said, I don't know if you watched the video I sent, but apparently,
Johnny?
Yeah,
I heard about it. I didn't see it, but I did hear about it.
He basically was sitting there, was like, I did everything. Thank you guys. I've always been transparent with you guys, and I'm going to be fully transparent, but I'm beat to hell right now. So I'll tell y'all everything Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah.
So I might actually watch tomorrow.
Yeah, just to see what Johnny G has to say. But
watch him just say it out loud. I'm going to AEW.
That would be some wild shit.
It would be some wild shit. But yeah, I don't think he should go to AEW though.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I mean, look, I want him to, but right now, no. I honestly think that he should do some indie shit. Either stay home with Candace and get ready for baby number one, or do some indie shows here and there. Get back out there and just because here's the thing.
Recreate that PWG match.
There's a lot of players in AEW right now.
Yeah.
And
there's so many players.
I just don't want him to get in a situation where there's really not anything for him to do in a prominent stance. Because look at Adam Cole. Adam Cole is not in a bad position, but he's not being showcased the way that we remember him being showcased on the
NXT. Cornette has some very negative things to say about that.
And I understand, because I think I did see that too, because I don't agree with Brian Last with the way that he talked about Adam Cole, saying that he's all entrance. That's not the case.
Yeah, he did say Adam Cole was all entrance.
Yeah, there's definitely more to Adam Cole, and things with Cornette, I understand because he doesn't like the Young Bucks, but there's a lot more to understand. And the funny thing about it is, and I know we're going off on a tangent on this, but Cornette talked about in that same podcast, Cornette talked about Young Bucks basically, and Last did too, about them being a play on, them trying to act as if they're in like the Attitude Era, which that's pretty much been their gimmick for the longest. Like they're basically taking different, strands from professional wrestling history. You think about, the Rockers, you think about the Hardy Boys, you think about just everything. They've been a culmination of that, almost in a way of paying homage to those previous tag teams. That's what their shtick has been. So you can't sit here and say they're trying to be that, because that's been their whole thing. There's not, that's, if you don't understand it, then of course you're going to look at it and be like, oh, they're trying to do this. Like, no, it's completely playing homage to everything that made them want to be professional wrestlers. So they don't understand it, and I get that. So yeah, it is what it is. But as far as them being a comedy act, yeah, they can do that because they can have fun. And I'd rather them do that. And Adam Cole has fun too, but I guarantee you that there's going to be a serious Adam Cole that comes into play, because I know this isn't an AEW thing, but we're going to get into it slightly.
Go ahead.
Adam Cole did not forget about the monster situation, and it's going to play into it. I think Jaeger said it before, but I guarantee you this is going to be the situation where the seeds are being planted. Bobby Fish is already there. Kyle O'Reilly is definitely going. And and I think Jaeger said it again on here, the three guys that started UE are going to be the three guys that start another type of faction in AEW. So it's right there. And it's going to be a more serious faction than the Super Click or the Elite. So get that out of your mind. Like, I think this is all what it is a complete palate cleanser. You had Adam Cole go from NXT to AEW. You're not going to automatically have that same version of Adam Cole without there being some type of buffer that says, you know what? Hey, this is what we fucking remember. He's having fun right now. Let him have his fun. Let him get that shit out of his system. Have that palate cleanser, and then all of a sudden, bam, hit him with some fucking delicacy on a silver fucking platter.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you can't go from McDonald's to like 5-star salmon just all in one go. You got to have that fucking McDonald's, have a glass of water, let that shit kind of marinate on your tongue, clean your palate, and then get that 5-star salmon.
I like how you just called McDonald's a fucking palate cleanser, but all right.
Well, I mean, the water's the palate cleanser. We had that McDonald's. It's cool, but you want that.
I mean, I would love to find a restaurant where I can get a McDouble for my appetizer before I get me a sandwich.
Fair enough, but that is what it is, man. But yeah, it's just
so you don't. So do you want Johnny G to eventually go to AEW?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Eventually would be nice. That would be awesome to see. Like I was trying to say earlier, a recreation of the most adorable couple or whatever the hell Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae were against the Bucks, but with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae and the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we're ever going to get to that point because that was a fucking brutal match. Was that the first time they introduced the super kick with the tacks?
I do not remember.
If it wasn't the first time, it was definitely like the most memorable.
Like early on.
Because they did it to Candice freaking LeRae.
Hey. And look how much respect she's got.
Very true.
Just like Statlander. But yeah, man, I mean, NXT WarGames minus the TakeOver was what it was. And I know, Scoot, you had said it before. You're happy.
Oh, I said it in pre-production. I'm glad it didn't have the TakeOver name to it because this would have been the first TakeOver that would have disappointed me.
Damn. Forgive me for repeating it, but that's disappointing.
It is, but you know, it's just because this whole NXT 2.0 project
WWE presents NXT bullshit.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it lacks heart and it lacks substance. It's basically just show and tell is all it is. It's like having that kid come to class, show you the nice shit they got, but you can't play with it. They're just talking about what the fuck they got, and that's all it is. And this is what NXT 2.0 is. It's them putting a nice coat of paint on something, but stripping away everything that kept you invested. So, yeah.
It's that Eric Cartman, Nana and a Boo Boo, stick your head in doo doo.
It's something.
There you go. It's something.
It's something.
And you know, I'll even shoot it some bail because it's like, you know, depending on what happens Tuesday, we might see what direction they're gonna so-called go in. So
true.
I guess you gotta wait till after tomorrow to see.
Yeah, I'm still hoping for some positives. I mean, granted, this show wasn't a bad show. It just didn't like comparatively to takeovers. This didn't measure up.
Well,
but it wasn't entirely bad.
I think personally the biggest reason why it didn't measure up because it was under WarGames. If it was under something else to where they didn't have such the WarGames name attached to it because the two WarGames matches, the feuds wasn't major enough to be settled in WarGames.
I agree there.
So that was the big issue I had with this pay-per-view.
Let NXT be great. The way Triple H envisioned it. Please.
Yo, for real though.
Well, apparently he has a he has a new role in the company now. So,
what is
Oh
he?
yeah.
according to that same podcast with that same Cornette podcast,
Mhm.
Yeah.
apparently his new job apparently is still supposed to be scouting talent.
What?
But apparently it's not so much wrestling talent. It's so much, hey, let's scout athletes who weren't really into wrestling to see if we can make them wrestlers.
Yeah.
So
you
you're
have
gonna
a
give him like the
wrestler
hardest job?
scout non-wrestlers. Not
You know,
even,
like
yeah.
football players and stuff like that.
Yeah, I could go on a tangent all day about that bullshit.
That's
Anyway,
terrible.
do we have any final thoughts on this version of War Games?
Hopefully next year is better.
Yeah, fingers crossed for that.
I mean, I really got nothing. You know what? Cheeks Dolan, unleash the cheeks.
Hashtag unleash the cheeks.
Like,
You know what? We that's money. As what's
No, apparently
Guy Fieri would say, that's money. Yeah.
uh-huh.
Anyway, that was NXT 2.0 War Games. It was what it was. It was something.
Damn, that should be the tagline.
Yeah, from now on, that's what it is. It was something. You know what? Fuck it.
Was what it was.
Tag the fuck out.
Damn.
Hey.
Just like